Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you visiting so much because you know what, every day we all have choices and every choice actually comes down to what do you want to see? There's some of us that actually believe that there's a world out there that functions, you know, like in and around and everything that we do, and everything is so innocent and everything is so raw and everybody wants to put everything out there. And actually, when it comes to me, I think that's exactly what I really want to do, especially when it comes to my MS. When it comes to my MS, I am a fighter and I work really hard. Today, I really wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things because one thing that I've actually noticed, I was looking on Instagram, and Selma Blair actually, she posted a picture today about something that she was going on a new adventure or something to that effect. I do not know what it was about. She didn't put anything else on there. I'll have to do a little bit more research because I haven't really had the chance to do that yet. But what I saw is that she actually had shaved off all of her hair. There was a picture of her on her son's birthday and he cut off her hair. And what I'm thinking to myself that maybe what she's done is she's going through chemo. Chemo is something that I don't think that they actually do in the United States anymore, I was told. I went through chemo about 15 years ago, and really no kidding, the chemo actually saved my life. I had lost all feeling from my breast down and in the bottoms of my arms. I couldn't feed myself, I couldn't bathe myself. It's something that I actually talk about, not candidly, but it's something that I speak the truth about. It saved my life 100%. I think I really want to just dedicate this episode to Selma Blair. She's brave, and I love it that she's on the cover of People magazine right now. So if you want to know more, if you have any questions about what's going on in her world, go ahead and go buy the People magazine. I haven't actually read it myself. I just, like I said, just saw it on Instagram. So I will be actually getting the People magazine myself because I really do want to read about it. I don't think that the subscription for $200 a year is worth it for me. Yes, People's about that much. And I just can't afford it right now. And what I just want to read about how she deals with her day, how she deals with her world, how she deals with all of that. She's very open, very honest. She doesn't really hold much back. I love that about her. I appreciate more than not that she is bringing MS back into the limelight. I've talked about this before because sometimes the world is cruel in the fact that what I was talking about is that people like to look and do research and all that kind of stuff and the things that they really want to see. And so what I think about often is if MS was just back in the limelight, there would be more money for research because people would believe that it was something that might be new or it's just an old disease coming back, and or you know, it's like pressing forward into moving on into being a more common disease, like more people being afflicted with it. That's what I'm thinking of. More people being afflicted with MS. And I don't know if that's exactly what the situation is. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that are just misdiagnosed or they just don't know it yet. When they have situations. In my last video, actually, I spoke a lot about this cauda equina syndrome and what I'm dealing with my back. And the numbness in my legs, I would have probably just attributed to something with my MS because I've had so much trouble with that. But I just want to say props to Selma Blair and just let her know how proud of her that I am and that I think that she's amazing. And for her to be able to bring it back into the limelight and remind people that there's people out there that suffer with this every day. There are so many different diseases and so many things that people need to be aware of. But one time I posted on my Facebook page that if you hear people, sometimes you just never know what people really are struggling with because you really don't. Every day I look like I'm perfectly normal, but on the inside I'm struggling with something that's something horrible. And you know what? Sometimes I've been called a hero. People tell me that. People tell me that I'm positive and that I look forward to a lot of things and they look forward to my videos. And you know what? That brings strength to me. It makes my heart bigger because if I can give someone any ounce of encouragement or any oh, I don't know how you would say it. If I could just encourage someone to just fight a little bit harder, or just think about what's going on in their world and what a blessing this life is. I just think that it's something that I'm meant to be here for. So I've talked about that before on the channel as well. So anyway, this is just a really quick video. I'm probably going to do some more filming tomorrow because I have some new articles that I really want to talk to you guys about. Looking for some new websites that we can definitely use for support groups and stuff. MS Buddy is something that is, I think, being offered by the National MS Society, and it is actually quite amazing. You can connect there with other people that as well have MS, and you know what, you don't have to disclose a lot of stuff, but it's something that's behind a screen that you can actually tell the truth. I know a lot of people are actually a little bit more brave, or how about a lot? They are incessantly more brave because they're hiding behind a computer screen. And I know for myself that actually is relatively true. There are sometimes I think that I would be a little bit more brave if I didn't have to stand face to face with someone and let them know something that I was unhappy about, or something to that effect. I'm actually not that type of person. If I am unhappy, I will speak to you, and I will try to do it with as much respect as possible. I choose not to disrespect anybody. Everybody deserves respect until they lose that from me. So that's something that I do. Tonight is just a night where I'm just kind of sitting around contemplating. I'm hoping that I'm going to go back to work in about 2 weeks. I called the doctor and talked to them about it. I'm actually moving, bending, twisting. I'm doing all of that kind of stuff. Now it's just getting my muscle atrophy from the last month to get back to a functioning level where I can squat down and stuff, because you'd be amazed at how much you lose muscle tone and muscle control when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to surgery. But I'm doing very, very well, and still no pain. Very, very excited about that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of world and life that I can have now, since I feel that my quality of life has increased a lot. The one thing that I will tell you guys, I actually have trouble with my feet when it comes to this cauda equina syndrome, or CES. I am having a lot of trouble with my feet. I've lost control to curl my toes, and I used to be able to spread them out quite nicely. My great-grandfather and grandfather told me, they used to tease me and say that I could play the piano with my toes, but I cannot do that any longer. And I have one toe that doesn't function. My pinky toe does not function, but also the outside of my legs are the ones that are the most numb with this CES syndrome, or CES. So I think about that, and I'm wondering if there's going to be permanent damage or how that's going to work out. But I'm not a patient person. That is one thing that I'm definitely not. I am not patient, and I want to see a change and a difference now, because my back doesn't hurt anymore, and because the pain's gone. I'm thinking that everything's great, but I'm having a little bit of trouble breathing after I have to exert myself. Please forgive me, exert myself. I don't find that it's from, it's the same symptom that I have when it comes to my MS. My feet the other night, actually even controlling my foot, I had some foot drop in my right foot, which I know is MS related, but it's also the CES, because my left foot was the one that started the drop when the doctor decided emergency surgery needed to be done the next day, like quick. So I'm just trying to play it by ear, day to day. And of course, my spirits are fine. I'm not losing anything. I kind of sort of notice something great every single day. And so I'm moving on with everything that I need to do. I'm pushing it within boundaries. I'm driving again. Everything's going well. I have great response within both legs if I have to use the brake, or I'm sorry, when I use the brake. Let me fix that. Yes, when I use the brake, I don't have to worry about that. And I'm one of those people that if I feel that I'm not safe to drive, then I won't drive. And I'm critical of that. I'm extremely critical of that, especially part of it's because of my job. Again, later we'll talk about that years from now, probably. But I changed my filter. I didn't change my filter, but I changed my lens. So that's probably why it's a little bit closer. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to, like I said, again, in the next couple days, get some more information on our different referrals, and I will talk more about the MS Buddy, and because I do have that actually on my phone as well. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm ready. I'm ready to continue to move forward. I'm getting back into filming. I'm sitting up a lot longer. I do still have some spinal fluid. I have a big pocket around the top of the incision toward the top of my back. I still have a large pocket of spinal fluid. And as a matter of fact, I actually told my boyfriend the other day, I touched it and I felt the drip and I said, I'm leaking. So it was just something that was kind of funny. I knew what it was, but that pocket still needs to go down. So my back does get tired throughout the day. I wore a brace for a long time, so I'm really working hard at trying to get my core muscles back into shape as well to keep my core body ready to go. I'll probably see the doctor here shortly. I'm going to ask him. I don't want physical therapy, but I'm kind of wanting to know about what I can do at the gym because I'm ready to get started there. Again, tomorrow has only been 4 weeks. One thing that I'm seriously struggling with, it's funny enough, and of course you ladies of mine will understand, shaving my calves is just... it's a lot of work, especially in the shower. Obviously I've done it most likely in the bathtub, was where I did it before, twice in the shower already, and I seem to be struggling a lot with that. So I know that that's something that definitely is working on the muscles that I need to work with. So it seems silly, but the small, simple things that we take for granted every day become a challenge when the body is stressed for whatever reason. So think about that. If you guys are having flare-ups of MS symptoms, then think about what you can do to counteract some of the things that happen. If you notice the outside of your foot is going numb, then maybe you should rotate your foot in just a little bit more. Like say your right foot and you're noticing that this part of your foot is going numb, then maybe you want to rotate more of your body weight into this side so you can rotate it a little where you can still feel its sensation. But because with the numbness on the outside of the foot, your body gets so used to being able to gauge everything that you're supposed to do, feet sensation, feel everything. And your sense of balance is controlled that way as well. So you want to be careful about losing that, but compensate a little bit. And that's really, I think, a lot of times what we do when we're in pain. We compensate and we just think it's just going to go away. I've spoken again in the previous video, don't just assume that that's an MS symptom. And, talk to your general practitioner about it. Get started if it's definitely not going to be an MS situation. Again, I was speaking about the little pocket in my back and then about shaving my legs. Yeah, the balance thing is still a little rough because the outside of my legs and basically my saddle area where I would actually sit on a horse is completely numb, but it's the outsides, the backs of my legs, which is pretty funny. So anyway, just checking in. I just wanted to give props to Selma Blair because I saw that she's now in People magazine, and I am just so pleased to see her progress, her positive attitude in the way that she really wants to live her life. She feels, or I feel, that we share so many similarities when it comes to fighting this disease, because she says she's not just going to lay down and die. She's going to continue to fight. She's not going to let this disease have her. And my Aunt Christy told me years and years ago, pretty sure that it was my Aunt Christy that actually told me this little anecdote, or my little speech thing. I don't even know what they're called anymore. I don't remember any of that, but it's called it says, I have a disease, but this disease does not have me. And that is something that I think about every day, that I am a normal person and I will live my life as a normal person, whether I have to have a walker or whether I have to have a little bit of an accommodation when it comes to driving or functioning or something to that effect. You know what? I'm just going to fight back even harder. I will allow for a lot of things. If I find that it is something that I just cannot overcome, then fine. I guess I will resolve to actually having the accommodation, but it doesn't mean that that's going to change the way I feel about fighting that symptom or that challenge. So I just think that Selma Blair, she has her cane and she really gets along with it. It's like her and her cane are best friends. And I just think that she's so elegant when it comes to dealing with it. She does have her breakdown days. I see that on Instagram as well. And if any of you need, or if you have Instagram, or even if you don't, look up Selma Blair. You'll find that there's a lot of really positive stuff. She talks about her 8-year-old son, Arthur. He is her inspiration, just kind of like my children were for me, my father, my aunt, just life in general. She's just amazing. She's a very, very wonderful advocate for all of us. She has numerous friends that are actually contemplating all of the stuff that goes along with MS as well now. So again, props to her for definitely helping us. It took years and years. I think it says on her Instagram, and please forgive me, it'll be a minimum of 10 years, but a maximum of 16. And if I remember right, I think she says that it has taken numerous, I'll just say numerous years. It was numerous years for her to be diagnosed. So all this time she has been unmedicated, fixable, I guess. Fixable. I don't really know the word that I'm trying to think of, but I know unmedicated is one of them. So I wish the best for her, and she has a lot of challenges. Again, her new Instagram is that she actually she no longer has hair. She has a bald head. So I have a feeling that she's gone through a couple months of chemo, or that she's going to go through a couple months of chemo. So that I wish her the best. I really, really do. It was worth it for me. It saved my life, and I tell people that every day. So 15 years ago, I don't know what she's using now, but I'll tell you, whatever she's using, it's gonna make a difference in her world. I especially hope that it makes a difference in her speech. She has the stuttering and stuff like that, so it frustrates her. But we all get it. I know we all do. So anyway, this is just for everybody. Just wanted to say hello, let you know that I have a couple articles that I'm looking at coming up, hopefully soon. I should be back to work soon. I'm back to sitting up, so it's easier for me to film and all that kind of stuff now instead of laying in bed. But anyway, I will have some upcoming stuff that everyone I hope will be willing to watch or wanting to watch anyway. But I'm going to be tagging Selma Blair and most of all of this stuff too, because I think that she is just such a wonderful and powerful inspiration. So anyway, I hope everybody, hold on. To all my peeps out there, just want to say, stay healthy.